Welcome back to the Close Friends List pod, everyone. We are your close friends, Katie and Erin. Adia's not here because we are discussing something near and dear to our hearts. I don't know if it's dear to our hearts, but it's definitely near.
It's definitely near.
We're talking Bridgerton, everybody. Like the new season came out, only episodes 1 through 4 because Netflix is playing us and
We
releasing
got to
part
talk
one,
about
part
that too.
two. Yeah.
Yeah,
Part one, part two, a month apart. But that's fine. There's a lot to talk about in these first 4 episodes,
it
and we're
is.
going to discuss as well.
And don't get
So,
it twisted. We did not leave Adia out. She doesn't watch Bridgerton. So
exactly,
this
it's not like
was
you're uninvited. Like, no, she does
exactly.
not watch Bridgerton, so it would be silly of her to
So we
be
have a lot
here.
to say, basically.
Ex- exactly, she'd just
We
be
said
staring at us, and we said,
exactly. We'll take over an
we're
episode.
exactly. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Overarching thoughts on season 4, part one so
So
far.
yeah, season four, part one, I my whole situation pleasantly surprised
Yes.
because I was hoping to like Benedict's season because I like his book. It's a Cinderella retelling. We know
Yeah.
this. We're not surprised.
Yeah.
So it could go either way, but I'm like after season three, brother,
The hope was
like
low. I was like
morale was
not I was excited
down.
for this season because it's Bridgerton and like again we like Benedict, but I was like after what happened season 3 and just like everything I was like nervous and I was not
Yeah,
hopeful. And the amount of
exactly.
promo that they were pushing in our faces
And it was
before.
like they don't know how to promote the show is the thing. And
No.
I feel like that stems all the way back to season one because it took off so much more than anyone could even imagine. Like they
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
dropped season one on Netflix and
Yeah.
it like took over the world over Christmas.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then they got the budget, they got the renewals, and they're
Yeah,
like they
season
don't know
2
how to
was giving a
promote.
little.
Yeah.
And
What that they
they
never put
start
Anthony
doing
together. They were always doing the
it
triangle,
was a
which I
trio.
get, but like once
Yeah.
you know the couples together, we want to see them do interviews
Exactly.
together and whatever.
Exactly.
So the
Exactly.
promo's never giving. Like we're seeing these
No, and
Instagram posts and I'm
they do this
ugh,
silly thing where it's like slow-mo of like either one person or the couple like looking at each other and then facing outward and posing and at like Julie Andrews like talking over or whatever. And I'm just
exactly.
like, this is not necessary because it's always like, oh, look, here's Miss Bridgerton, blah, blah, blah. Will she do something? And then that's it. And I'm like, why are you counting down with this
Yeah.
promo? Like, I don't need all this. When we
Yeah.
saw
And
that, like, they post
after
a picture, they post like, whatever. I'm just like, this is too
I
much.
know. And after season three, there were just so many storylines. And I
Yeah.
feel like they felt like they had to do that because that's traditional TV is like you have 100, like, and then
Yeah, you
everybody
have
likes
multiple
maybe a different
storylines. It's not
storyline.
just. Mm-hmm.
But I feel like given the trajectory of the books, it's not really something we've seen before because a lot of series do interconnected standalones. So like all of these
Yeah,
people, get their story and then we move on. So I feel like they felt
exactly.
like they had to do the traditional TV route versus like let's do the interconnected standalone. But season four so
Yeah.
far has felt like a little bit more of a balance of like who we actually want to see. And then
Yeah.
there are like I'm for the first time ever, I'm watching the Featherington scenes and not like cringing at my TV. You know what I mean? It's like we're doing
Yeah.
2, 3 minutes and then moving on, which is
Yes.
what it should be, if
Yeah, and it was just
anything.
like season 3 was just so bogged down with everybody. Season 4 feels like a breath of
Yes.
fresh air because it was like so much time of like Benedict and Sophie at the cottage, and then like it would flash back to like Violet and like her little story, and then like flashback to the
Yeah.
cottage, or and then it would like go to like the Queen and Lady Danbury, and then go back to the cottage, and it like didn't feel like it was so much. The one thing
Hmm.
I am thankful for is that Colin is literally just like, I love my wife, I'm holding my baby, and that's all he's doing. Or like he's looking lovingly
Agree.
at his siblings. Like that's all Colin is doing in this. Like Penelope,
Hmm.
yes, she has her whole like, okay, how do I figure out how to be Lady Whistledown? While everybody knows and like dealing with the queen, like I'm like, okay, like I can, deal with that. It's not too
But it's
much.
not taking up like a whole
But
episode. It's
exactly,
like it's happening in
exactly.
the background, which is maybe a better
Exactly. So I was like,
balance.
okay, that makes sense, and it moves the story along of like
Hmm.
getting them to basically have Benedict be like the diamond of the season, but
I
for a
know.
man. So it's like,
Well, and I love that even like in the first episode, it immediately we get like a Downton Abbey situation where we're like under
yes,
the house with the bells, and it was such a
yes,
noticeable, like just something different. And that
yeah,
is the nature of the story, right? Like it was always going to be Sophie who's a maid in the house, but
yeah,
they very seamlessly transitioned from not really showing anybody besides the footmen and the ladies'
hmm
maids to this whole, I
the
mean,
whole world
ecosystem
under,
under, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly,
And it
exactly,
felt very seamless. And I was like, whoa, like we're
yeah.
doing this.
And I also kind of liked it was a little silly, but I liked that they did the like maid wars, basically, like
Yes. Yeah.
stealing all these houses, stealing the maids, because I'm like, yeah, like that would happen if you see someone's like lady's maid or whatever being like a top tier person and you'd be like, oh, I need her at my house.
Well, and it just
Done.
goes to show like how much work Sophie was doing and probably was not
Exactly.
getting credit or paid for. So
Absolutely.
it definitely
Absolutely.
is like a fun little moment there. Um,
Exactly.
so yeah, pleasantly surprised by season 4 so
Mm-hmm.
far. And I kind of
Mm-hmm.
think it's gonna carry, to be honest, just because they're doing pretty, you know, from the book for the most part, like from what I've
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I'm
we'll
not
see.
like it's not like truly like, "Wah, how dare they like
I know.
sway like stray so much?" But
And the fun thing is and I remember this from the book and it's happening in the show. They're doing a pretty good job of balancing that basically Benedict's in a love triangle with the same girl.
yes, yes,
Because in
yes,
the
yes,
book he's
yes.
like, "But what about the lady in silver?" But he's like falling for
But then he's
Sophie
like falling for
separately.
Sophie. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's
Yeah.
happening in the show too where he's like already starting to kind of forget the mystery of the girl in silver, but it's like,
Exactly. And so he like
you
brings
know.
Sophie back to Bridgerton house and then he goes to his mom and he's like, I'm, ready to like continue to find the lady in silver. And then he like longingly looks at Sophie and I'm like, yes, there's your little love
I
triangle,
know.
sir.
We do have to talk about how everybody online is like, how come he doesn't recognize her at all? Like he's
Oh my God.
not just he's talking to dark-skinned women, he's talking to
No,
tall women, he's
literally,
talking to
he's
women with light
like,
hair, he's like talking to everybody in the
I
ton.
get it. It's supposed to be he's talking to everybody. Like, and in the book, it was probably all white people that Julie Quinn was like referencing. So like I get that could be hard, but
Yeah.
also hello, like that's silly.
I love the idea that it's like truly about the idea of her though. Like he obviously he has the
Yeah.
photos he's drawing, so that kind of takes away from it, but it could just be
Mm,
like he was so enthralled and interested in her as a person that he didn't care
yeah.
about the feature. Like he's starting to forget maybe her
He
lips
like
or
remembers the
her
lips and
hair.
that's
Well,
it. Like
yeah, pretty much.
it
But I
was
love
also
that
like
idea where it's like
yeah.
he loves her personality and so he didn't
Yeah.
remember anything else, and but that's not
Exactly.
necessarily true because he's like drawing the photos for her, but whatever. My brain's gonna say what I wanted to say.
Exactly. And also like in the book it was supposed to be like years in between,
True,
like
this
from the
is true.
masquerade and to, him meeting Sophie in real life.
This
But
is true. I like
I
that they
just
shortened it
it's
though. I mean, it
me
does
too.
make the mystery a little more unbelievable of like him forgetting her, but or
Yeah.
what she kind of looked like with the
Yeah.
mask. But I do like that it made his quest for the Lady in Silver feel more relevant and honest. Like if he just
Him
did that and
like
then
being
four
like I
years
need to
later,
find
yeah,
her. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. It feels more driven in that sense
Mhm.
versus in the book
Mhm.
he's just kind of stumbling around,
Yeah,
and
he's
it just
just
so
like bopping
happens.
and then it's like, "Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
okay, I will."
Definitely. We also have to talk about the Usher needle drop. Did you love
Oh
her?
my God.
It was
I
everything to me.
gagged. I was gasping. I was
Yes.
like, DJ got us falling in love
This is what we
again.
needed. Feet
Thank
Pitbull,
you.
please.
Thank you. It's
Please.
so funny because my sister also texted to me while she was watching. She was like, Usher? I was like, I know. I
Yeah.
know.
The
Like,
way
it's,
I was like literally looking for it on Spotify already. Well, title, you guys know, but I was already
right.
looking and I'm like, it's not out yet because the whole season's not out, so they haven't released the,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think they're gonna do
Uh,
like a season 4 collection, not
we
a season
hope.
4 part 1 collection.
We hope.
Ugh, that whole thing. That'll be the last thing we
So,
talk about.
I know.
The part 1, part 2.
We can't get into it.
We
One
can't.
thing I do want to bring up is how much I have loved watching Violet Bridgerton, Lady Bridgerton this
We gotta.
season.
Hmm.
First of all, her outfit at the masquerade and her hair down and like the ring, I was gagged. I was like,
Yeah.
girl, you have never looked better. I was like, she looks younger, like the hair is giving, the outfit was
Yeah.
giving, and then her with what's his name?
Yeah. Lady Danbury's brother. I can't, is it
Yeah.
like Andrew or Anthony?
Ander
Isn't it an A name?
Wait, hold on. I have the
Lord
character
Anderson?
list up. Anderson, Mike or Marcus Anderson.
Okay, so Lord Anderson. Because I'm
Lord
like, that sounds
Anderson.
right.
Yeah, I was like I was like, it's not Danbury, but I'm just gonna keep
Yeah,
calling
yeah.
him like Lord Danbury or something. Anyway, um,
Okay, their
but yeah, loved
romance, they've been like breadcrumbing. I feel like last
literally.
season they mentioned him, or at the end of
Well,
last
I
season
think
he
last
showed up or
season is when he
something.
was introduced.
I
Yeah,
think so too. And I feel like she met him and there was like a little moment, but maybe
yeah, and she was
I
like,
feel like there
"Oh,
was. Yeah.
I can't remember if he was like only a speck in the
It
last
might have been
episode or
even
if
the
he was just
last,
like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Kind of like they did with Michaela, like started
yeah,
introducing a couple people.
yeah."
But
I
I love,
and she was like,
because I love
"That's
this for
my."
her.
Oh
Because
my
both
God,
of
yes,
us,
she
we
needs
have
it.
talked about before that
Yeah.
we loved her in the books. While she is like
I
a
mean, she's
secondary
just the typical like
character,
Regency mother, like, but
but
we're
she's
loving
very
her.
very supportive. There are
Mm-hmm.
other mothers in the ton not as supportive, and so she
Yeah.
always does what she thinks is best for her children, not necessarily obviously the name comes into play. They don't want to tarnish
Mm-hmm.
the reputation, but so I love that she's getting this like little character arc because in the books
Me
she stays a
too.
widow and that's fine, but the
Yeah,
reality is, I mean, all of her kids are finding love again for the
exactly.
first
And
time
so
and
she's here. Yeah.
mhm.
But I loved everything that was happening. And her being like, to her lady's maid, being like, what if someone wanted to set up a late night tea? Like, I was like, oh my gosh. Because, like, how would you do
No, when
that?
he walked,
Like,
yeah, when he walked in and she's like, "Yeah, I'm the tea you're having," like
and
that
I
was
was like,
crazy.
yeah, no, at first I thought, like, they were gonna play us and like have someone knock on her door and then her sitting
Oh,
there and it not be him. But I was like, they won't do that, right? Right? And then he
they
walked in and I was
wouldn't.
like, oh my God, thank God.
No,
Thank God.
literally.
Oh, that
I
was
do
everything.
wish we saw them a little bit more because it feels very just like we see them for like 30 seconds and they're
Just
like
like the
having cute
tension.
chemistry. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly, exactly. But I would love to know a little more about him, like
No, honestly.
what he's got going on. I mean, they're clearly setting this up to be something a little more, maybe.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
We'll
So
see.
we will
We'll
see. I
see.
hope we get more of that, but I have a
Mm-hmm.
feeling we won't.
Not this
Um,
season.
not this season. I let's see. Let's
Can we
talk
talk about
about.
Eloise as a spinster? Self-proclaimed spinster?
Okay, yeah. I had a thought while I was watching these episodes because I was like, the first three seasons of Eloise is like she's so like
Well,
strong, feminist, heavy, blah blah blah. But then I feel like I know they're setting her up for next season to be her season, but
yeah.
she's they made her like more annoying. I feel like in these first four episodes, and I was like, wait, that kind of works for like her just being annoying and being like running off and just
Right.
like not having anybody because she drops everybody, running
Yeah.
off, and then meeting Crane. So
I definitely see where they're going, but I do feel like they have not known what to do with her for 3.5
right.
seasons, is kind
Well,
of
it's
what I
because
feel. Like,
they
because in
they
season
set her up.
one, she's doing like the Lady Whistledown thing, and that's fine. But then
Mm,
we have these weird tensions of like her having chemistry with the footman and also with that guy
yeah.
Theo. And so, but then they
Yeah.
just drop those threads, which makes sense because in reality, I mean, Benedict is going to end up with a servant, but like the not she would not be able to do that
Yeah.
or end up with
Yeah.
Theo in historical reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even though, you
Yes.
know, in a story you want love to be real and
Yeah.
but I feel like they started all of these threads and then just completely like within one episode, we just like never heard from Theo again. We never
And
saw her
no,
with the
it was like
footman again.
he was like
Like
he popped out at like the end of season. Was it season two or season one?
it might have been two.
Theo.
It might have been two.
I can't remember,
Because they were
but he
still
was
doing the
literally like the
whistle down
last
of it
episode
all.
there, and then
That's what I'm
he
saying. So
was
I feel
gone. I
like
was
they
like,
just didn't
hello,
know what to have her do for like
right?
3 seasons to make her interesting. But like, I don't know why they had to start all this other stuff necessarily. Because like,
Yeah,
she could have been doing this the whole time. And while that would have been semi annoying.
Yes.
It could have been building up, right? Like maybe she's just disdainful and see because season 2 is when she has her full debut after Daphne.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
she's disdainful. And then season 3 when Penelope, although it's just such a mess because Penelope is also supposed to be a spinster and they just did her story way too early.
No,
So it's
exactly.
like
Exactly.
so
And
that's
it's
a whole
like,
thing. But she could become slightly more resentful. I hate to say resentful because you want her to be positive, but like the reality is like
yeah.
she's not looking to get married, and that's okay.
No.
I mean, for
No.
now.
And she also, it's like, because the reason why she runs out is because she's like, oh, my brother and Penelope got married. Like, that was my one
Exactly.
last homegirl. And so, like, in season 4, she's like all buddy buddy with Penelope, which great love, but it's like, okay, well, now
It's like not
what's
making
gonna push you
sense.
out? Like, what's
Yeah.
gonna,
Although it seems
but
like she showed up to lunch or tea and Francesca and Penelope were talking about married things. So maybe she
yeah,
will be is
yeah.
feeling again more resentful and then with
Mm-hmm.
Hyacinth, which okay, yeah, we'll come back to
Well,
Hyacinth. Put a
let's
pin in
circle
that
back to
one.
my Queen Hyacinth.
Yeah. We got a couple other
No,
siblings to talk about. But
gosh,
yeah,
no.
I'm like, there is ways. I just feel like they didn't know what to do with her. And now they kind of
Mm-hmm.
know what to do with her because they know she's coming next, but it's like she's just
Yeah,
been chilling. Like she could have been
yeah.
doing such different stuff the last 3 seasons, I think. But
Exactly, exactly.
that's
Before
my
we bring up
thoughts.
before
Yeah.
we bring up Hyacinth, I need to
Mm-hmm.
be thankful that Gregory finally showed up in episode 4 because I was like, where is my cute, adorable little buddy, Gregory, who I need
Well, he's at Eton. He's busy.
He's at Eton. He's learning stuff. But I love that because he does look older and I was like, okay, we're growing. He's and then you was it you saying it that you saw some speculation online that he was going to have a
Oh,
little crush
yeah, like I
in the
sent it to
next
you. He did an
yeah.
interview and said that he's gonna have a
Oh,
crush
yes, yes,
this
yes.
season. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Which is so fun because jumping ahead to
Oh,
his book, he's like head over heels in love with someone getting married to someone else. So it's
no,
like
exactly.
this could be the start. It may not be, but it would be so fun to like if he had a crush on her and
Exactly.
it
Just a
just
little something.
continued. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
I would love
so
that.
so we'll see. I know.
We'll see.
I definitely people are calling for him to be recast when it's time for his season. Baby, the way these seasons are coming out 6 years apart, like he'll be
We
old enough.
don't need.
It's
We don't
okay.
need. He's already like you see the difference from season 1 to season 4. Like
Exactly. He'll be
he doesn't
okay.
need to be
He
recast.
will be old enough, I promise.
He yeah, how old is he
'Cause
now?
I don't know, but the way it's taken this long to get to season 4, even, I mean, they haven't even started season 5 yet. They're going to start in the spring of this year, is what I
Yeah.
saw. So it's like,
Okay,
girl,
he's yeah,
he's number
he's
8, so we're
19.
good.
He's
Oh,
19 now. And
yeah, we'll be
like
cooking
we
at least
know
five
season 5 is going
years.
to be like 2 years from now. Season 6 since
Exactly.
they're saying it might be 3 years from now. We're good.
Exactly. So we're gonna be
Homeboy
good.
will be at least 26 by the time
Yeah, a
by the
hundred
time we get
percent.
there. But okay, so Hyacinth, my
Mm-hmm.
girl. I love her. I love that she's like not just like a cute annoying little sibling. Like she's
Yeah.
becoming her lady self, like getting into society, not really obviously because she's so young, but she's like wanting to explore that and doing the things and I was like, "Oh, and her just
Well, I love like her and Francesca when Francesca comes back from
yes.
Scotland and she's like, "Mom, let me lower my hems." And you see
Ah,
Francesca go,
she's like,
"Oh!" Like
"Mommy."
it's so cute to
Yeah.
have that like true sister
No,
moment of like,
exactly.
"Oh, okay, Mom's letting
Exactly.
you do your thing. Interesting."
Exactly.
And
And
I
then
love that they're setting up because I mean she in her book always wanted to be married too. So like
mhm,
this is definitely setting up like the baseline for it and I
exactly.
love that.
Exactly. And I'm like,
She's just a little busybody. Like in her book, she's
exactly.
talking to
And
everybody
she
and
really is. And there are just like it can't just be one sibling because they're all like so close in age. Like you would see that. And so it's like
exactly.
interesting to see like Hyacinth going through this and then Eloise kind of like just sitting on the couch and being like, you do your thing, bye bye, like whatever. I did like that they had the like conflict because like they're so different, Hyacinth and Eloise. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. But it was good to see because it's like obviously not everything is picture perfect. So
exactly.
it was
Well,
good to
yeah,
see, but it
two
would made
different
me sad
sisters.
when
But I did love
Eloise
your
was like talking to
oh,
Sophie and
I
Hyacinth had
know.
literally just mentioned something, and she was like, "Anyway, so Sophie, we'll have to talk books." And I was like,
I was just about to say that's one
"Whatever."
of my favorite scenes just because I love like
Yeah.
that they're already like sprinkling Sophie in as like all the girls
Yeah.
love her, like Eloise loves her,
Exactly.
Hyacinth loves her.
Exactly.
Because like I mean that's gonna be a tough sell for them ending up together because of the whole
Yeah.
servant of it all. Like
Yeah.
although we're jumping ahead a little and I didn't want to get here, but I can't stop thinking about at the end of his book how he finds out that she's the daughter of a nobleman and he like
Yeah.
races off on a horse to like
No,
go get
literally.
her stuff from Penwood House
No,
and like
literally.
tell off like Araminta
Doesn't
and
he
I'm
like
like
also he's like, well, she is my wife, and he like gets married like Loki without her or something, and or not like without her, but like what was it? What did
well
he do? He was
because he
like,
stands up to Araminta and I think he does say something like that. Yeah, it just like is
oh
very like bold, I guess.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
he's like so far has he's bold but in such a different way like
Mm,
more just like go with the flow and so he's
mm-hmm.
bold in like he does art which is different from his siblings but not in like a he's making a decision type of way so I feel
Yeah,
like by the time that he decides that he's going to be with Sophie it's like he just feels very Prince
yeah,
Charming he's like
yeah,
no
yeah,
we're
yeah.
doing this like we're
We're
getting
no,
married
she's
like
literally my fiance now.
because when
So
you think about like Anthony and Colin, who are just like so down bad, like they're stubborn, but like Benedict
hmm
is not those things. And I think I can't wait to see him. I hope they have him on a horse at some because I remember that. I
me,
don't know where
he's
he
already
was
been like
going,
bopping on a
but
horse.
I
So
know,
wasn't
I
she
know.
like when she was like jailed or something? Am I crazy or is that
Jailed. I don't
yeah?
remember.
Wasn't she?
Did I reread it before part two dropped?
I swear to you, she was in a jail,
The
and he's
only
like,
jail I
"Let
can
her go. She's
remember.
my
Oh, does
fiance."
Erin meant to lock her in the house?
Hold
I
on.
don't remember. Okay, but while we're talking about them again, because we kind of skipped past Sophie and Benedict,
I know
um
we really flew.
we just have so many thoughts on every character. Um I we have to talk about her stepsisters and
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm loving the casting for both the stepsisters and the
Me
stepmom
too.
because they are just they're subtle but
Hmm.
also very commanding. Like Araminta as the stepmother, like she is all about her business, but also it's not. I mean, to Sophie, it's in your face, but like to people, well, I guess to people at the time, she's like, "I did steal your maid," but I feel like her vibe is very. It's
Yeah.
not as evil as maybe like Cressida or something. Like,
Hmm.
yes,
Oh
she's
yeah,
the
yeah,
evil
yeah.
stepmother or whatever, but
Hmm.
she's like to the outside world, she is still actually a lady versus like Cressida is always known as the mean girl. And then the stepsisters too. I'm loving. I don't know. I just love the whole casting of it all. The three of them
Yeah.
are
No,
giving
I
for
one of
me.
my points was Katie. Is it Leon?
LeChung. Oh,
Leon is everything. I just wrote she
yeah,
is everything. She was a perfect casting. People are like, "Oh, it's crazy that she's like, so young and but acting as the mother." I was or like so young, but in the sense of she's like in her
yeah.
30s. And I mean, it's just cuz they took so long for Benedict's season, like that he is
Right, looks
looking
older.
older.
Yeah. But you know, I'm kind
But
of looking past it because I was
I am
worried
too.
about
I'm
that
not really
going in a
caring.
little bit. Like just because he's always like that's what everyone's saying too. Is like he didn't need a glow up, which is true. So I was like a little worried. I'm like, we've always loved him, but am I gonna
Yeah.
feel like he's looking because he does look older. And
Crusty.
but
Yeah, yeah. He definitely
not
looks
in like
older.
a yeah, but
Not in
I'm
like
like
an
still
ugly
here
way,
for
but
it.
just like
Yeah, yeah,
crusty.
yeah. But they're definitely selling me on it because there were
Yeah.
moments. Actually, no, the whole first four episodes. This is gonna be crazy because their Netflix is making shows for people on their phones. I don't think I picked up my phone once during all four episodes because my eyes were just like
Incredible.
glued to the screen. Like
Yes. Yeah. I
he,
love that. No, same. I
yeah,
was like, set my phone down and I was like, watching,
yeah.
just tuned in. Okay, so she does go to jail because Araminta has her arrested for
Oh,
stealing
for
the shoe
stealing.
clips.
Now I remember. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As
I
soon
was
as
like,
you
I
said,
swear she's in jail somewhere. I'm
yeah,
like, I'm not crazy.
as soon as you started reading that sentence, I'm like, she did get steal something. Not
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah. Ugh,
And then
what a
Posey
mess.
helps everything.
Mm.
Okay, yeah.
Which I don't remember. I don't know if she was nice in the book. I can't remember, but I like that she's nice to Sophie in the show.
I know.
Like
She needed
they're like
someone.
I know, because it's so
Yeah.
sad. I mean, and that's the whole point is like they could have been sisters, but that's the whole
Hmm.
Cinderella of it all.
Oh
But
my
yeah, I
gosh.
love Posey and Sophie.
Yeah, I love
Um,
their relationship. And also, like, I love the TikToks that they've posted, like,
yeah, what did you say
after
about
this
my
part comes,
brother?
and they're like, they're gonna talk about my
Yeah.
brother. And I'm like, yeah, they're everything. They're precious. I love them.
Hmm.
Um, so love. What else do we need to talk about before we get into
Well,
our conspiracy theories?
I feel like the last thing I want to talk about starts getting into conspiracy personally.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you have anything else before I move into this, I
No, those were my
guess?
points that I had.
Okay. So we got to talk about Francesca and John.
Yeah. Yep. Obviously.
And it goes
Obviously. That
places.
and
I
it will go
know.
places. So if anyone has not read Bridgerton
Girl, this whole
or just like
episode ain't
doesn't
for
know
you.
anything, like I'm sorry that before was a little spoiler, but this will be a spoiler for books and what we hope for in the show or what we think is going to happen. Continue.
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of Francesca and John this season, which I love
So
because in the
amazing.
books, they're like a footnote. Like she gets married off page and she like sends letters to Eloise during her book, I think, about
Mhm.
yeah, about her marriage because also
Mhm.
in Francesca's book, there are excerpts from when she gets married to John. So,
Mhm.
we don't really see it because they're in Scotland, they get married and they're in
Mhm.
Scotland
Yeah.
sort of, because they come back for the season, but whatever, that's besides the point. So we don't really see Francesca and John together necessarily because in chapter 2 of Francesca's book, John tragically dies.
Yeah.
And it is like, it's gonna be so bad for me. So
No,
anyway,
I literally like I ever since like they introduced John, I was like, don't do this to me because
no,
he in the show is such a pure, kind-hearted soul.
exactly,
And
exactly.
I'm just like not ready for the heartbreak that is
And
about to happen.
that's the thing because I love that we're actually getting to see them together. And
Me
because even
too.
in the book, I started a reread and I was crying over it, like on my reread again.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's without anything. Like, we didn't get anything from the other books, but they're just talking
Yeah.
about like her and Michael's like POVs are very like, he's everything to me.
Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to live without him? So, like, and that's without even getting them on page together. I'm
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah.
So the fact that so far we're getting all the screen time, and I don't know if other people are mad about the screen time. I feel like but maybe I'm just reading into it more because I know what's coming. Like, because maybe
Yeah.
it's not as long as I'm thinking it is, but every time they're on screen, I'm like locked the fuck in, even
I
more
feel
than
like
the
they
other
had a good
ones.
amount. Like
Okay.
it's giving, well,
Because
not as
Francesca's my
much as
number
like
one. So like
right.
I feel like
It
I'm
was like
reading.
you're like, I love this. It wasn't
Yeah.
as much as like who was it last season? Well, like
Oh, just
Penelope and
like in
Colin. It was like
past. Yeah.
it was
It
just
was
like we were
enough.
saying at the beginning of what when we were talking, it was like it was just a good amount of these side storylines because like
Okay.
yes, they are
Because
a main like sibling couple, but they're still just off to the side, but like
yeah,
still important and we're loving it.
but I love that we see them with the family. I mean, he's
Yes.
playing with Elliot, Penelope, and Colin's
Yes.
kid. Like, I mean, we just get to see all these different facets. And I
Yes.
was tearing up when he and Francesca were talking, and he said, "We have
Don't
all
do
the
it.
time in the world."
Katie,
John, why
I
would you
sent
say
Katie
that?
I sent Katie a voice memo, people, at 11 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
And I had just finished Bridgerton. And I was like, Katie, they just did blah blah blah. And John said, we have all the time in the world, and I'm screaming because this is gonna end me.
It's sick. It really
And
is.
it really is. And I like, not that I wish I hadn't read the books, but I wish I
Yeah,
could just
yeah,
live in
yeah.
ignorant bliss and be like, la la
Yes. They
la,
have all the
everything
time
is
in the
perfect.
world.
We love. Because
I
I
know.
accidentally spoiled, like, I thought my sister, my older sister who was
Oh,
watching
okay.
Bridgerton, I thought she knew that John died because she was like, oh my gosh, yes, Michaela. Like, I'm so excited for Francesca and
Okay.
Michaela, la la la.
Right. So
And I
you're
was
like,
like, I was like, stop. Like, I can't. John is everything. She was like, okay, whatever, John, but like Michaela. And I was like, girl, stop. Like, him dying will break me.
And
And
she's like, wait,
she was like, dies? He dies? And I was like, girl, yeah.
did they
Like,
look like they're getting divorced? Let's
I
start
was
there.
like, hello.
They're
I was
happy.
like, are you crazy? She was like, oh. I was like, why were you pushing so hard for Michaela? And she was
Yeah.
like, I just want a queer love story in this. And I was like, okay, my bad. I completely
Yeah.
read that wrong because I'm just so used to talking to people who
What, who
like
know what's
know
going?
that
Yeah.
who know that
Well,
John dies.
I do feel like, and we have a prediction slash discussion about this, but
Yeah.
I do want to put out there. So some people are upset about the Michaela of it all being introduced at all this early because we met her in
Mm,
season 3. That is not my problem. I love that we met
yeah.
Michaela when we did. I don't
Yeah.
have any issues with
It was a
that.
gag.
My worry is that they're going to downplay the love that Francesca has for
Yeah.
John because I'm
Yeah.
up until John's death. Francesca does not look at
She's
Michael in any
eyes
way
for
other than a cousin.
enemy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
actually, so I'm reading the book again. It's a whole 4 years. They don't even talk to each other after
Right.
he dies.
Because
So,
he
they
leaves
they
and then yeah.
grieve. They're
Yeah,
in
yeah,
their
yeah.
own ways. And then he starts helping her on the marriage mart and they aren't
Yeah.
even talking. I mean, like they're
Yeah.
talking as friends, but they're not he's not trying to get married to her. She's not
Yeah,
trying to get
they're
married to him. So
family, but
exactly, exactly. And that's the whole thing is like, I don't want
mm,
you to want me just because
mm,
I'm like a substitute for John, so
exactly.
but it was very much like she loved them both truly. Is so
Yeah.
I'm a little worried that we may get a moment of like
I know. Cause
he
like
loves Michaela more and
already at
I
the end
want
of
her to love
season
them both the same.
exactly. Already at the end of season 3 when she like did the
Forgot her
like
name.
kind of
Uh-huh.
thing and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
don't be setting us up." But then when they left Scotland, came back and it was just the two of
Yes.
them, I was like, "Okay, but then at the end of episode 4,
I know when
Michaela
she
popping up, I
like
was like, "Please don't do this to us.
yeah,
Please
because I
don't."
in the book, and again, it doesn't have to go by the book. That's not what I'm mad
No,
at.
like
But
I'm
it's
not I
just
know
like
it's a show
Michaela.
like
Yeah, I mean, Michael does love Francesca from the moment he meets her, and he does
yeah.
forget his name. So I feel like they have switched it, and Francesca, because she's like, Francesca Bridgerton, kill Martin. Like, so
Yeah.
I want her to love them both the same, and I don't want his death to be in vain in a way, because I feel like some of what they're setting up with her whole like pinnacle situation is like the sex is going to be better with Michaela but I
Yeah.
want them to be equal. I want her to love them both
Exactly. Like that was the love of her
separately.
life.
Exactly. So I'm just projecting because we don't know where that's going to go at the end of
Yeah.
episode 4. They seem to have resolved some of the concerns with the pinnacle and
Yeah. That was
they're
so
happy
silly. I
again.
was like
They're
her
happy
talking to
again.
Penelope and I was like, yes, thank you. I was like,
No,
finally,
literally,
someone's explaining to
literally.
one of these Bridgerton girls
I
like
know. I had to
anything.
laugh though when oh my God, Violet is like, I kind of did Daphne a disservice, and then she's still fucked up
And
with
then she's like,
Francesca.
it's like you feel
Yeah.
good that and I'm like, oh my God,
You would think
girl,
at this
please.
point, girl, like let's keep it moving.
Like
But
she's like, I haven't done it in a long time. And I'm like, okay, but still, you
I
were doing
know.
it, and now your daughter who is married just anyway.
I know. Well, especially at least with Daphne, it was such a different situation because she hadn't even gotten married yet. This is the night before the wedding, so it's already awkward. But
Exactly.
girl,
Exactly.
Francesca already knows what's going on. She just needs more info.
She's like, I literally just want the facts. And I was like,
Yeah,
I
no,
love
literally.
Francesca saying that.
But so I am nervous for her. So that gets into we have been so I guess I don't know how the question came up, but they asked about the, part 2, what can you spoil or what can you
Oh,
tell us about part
yes.
2?
Yes.
And I Luke, who plays
Ugh.
Benedict, says, "Well, episode 7 I'm looking forward to because it's a complete tone shift. We've never had an episode like it on the show." And I'm like, I'm nervous, right?
I'm
I don't think
screaming.
anything of this. I'm like, maybe it's I don't know. They get married. I don't know. Like I'm not thinking critically about this, but I look at the comments and the comments are like, John dies, John dies.
I was like,
And I'm
no,
like, wait. You guys are
wait,
getting a
chill, chill,
little ahead of
chill.
yourself. Yeah,
And
but
then they
then I
released the
start
like,
seeing, yes, yeah.
yeah, they
They're
released
like
the
posting photos of
title
people
of
wearing black.
yes, Violet wearing black, looking somber AF.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
posted the
Oh,
titles
yeah.
of the episodes,
It's called like
and
Eternal, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was like, oh my gosh. So it's like it
Things aren't looking good.
things are not looking good, fam. It's literally like it could be John, but then also I feel like they're setting it up for maybe it's Queen Charlotte because
Yes.
her storyline is very like change is coming. Like Lady
Mm-hmm.
Danbury at the beginning is like, I'm tired and I'm old and I just want to like go travel and do my stuff. And then she, like, Queen Charlotte is looking inward and looking to the past and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, will it be Queen Charlotte? Because you were saying, you were like, well, Queen Charlotte dies IRL, like in
Right.
1817 or something. And then John doesn't die until 1820. So it's
Girl,
like,
yeah, I'm doing the math to try to
you're
cope
doing the
because I
math.
personally like
Yeah.
I ultimately in the show sense, it only makes sense. I mean, they could both die. Let's start there. But
Y-
it makes sense
Both
to
die in
me
the
on
same episode? I'll
that'd be
end
great. You know what?
myself,
Yeah, they
Katie.
wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that.
No.
It makes sense, unfortunately, because they would not kill him off screen would they? Because her grief goes so much deeper. Whatever. Maybe they would kill him off screen. Who's to say at this point?
I
Personally, I
just like,
don't think
how
they
would they?
would.
I don't think
Personally,
they
I
would.
don't think they would. So,
It
and
would
we know
be
we're getting a
easier to
time
kill
jump.
Queen Charlotte off screen.
Agreed. 100% agree. So I'm getting the sense that like, okay, we're in 1817, even though he doesn't die till 1820 in the books. It's about their second anniversary that he dies. I know we're only at one, but we have to give time for her to grieve before she moves on with Michaela. And there is a time jump between season 4 and season 5. They've already confirmed it's going to be moving to 1820. I don't see them keeping him until 1820 just to kill him off and then Francesca beef season 6. Like that doesn't really like something there feels sinister to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would love for him to
Wait,
make
so
it.
you think Francesca is going to be season 5?
Oh wait. No, Eloise is season 5 and then Francesca season 6, but
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
then
I feel like
the
I feel like they
grieving,
would
it
like
couldn't
kill
be
him
one
off
year of grief.
end of
Yeah.
this season. She's
And that
grieving,
gives 4
time jump.
years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
only thing that I'm a little worried about, because I kind of think, so they've talked about fertility as something that Francesca and John are like discussing.
Hmm.
I have this feeling, and I said this a couple episodes ago, that they might have her pregnant.
And I would
So
love that,
that way,
honestly.
like, because in the book, she was able to stay the Countess of Kilmartin because Michael took over and he did not want to be the Earl. Like he did not want to be, yeah, the Earl of Kilmartin. So he goes to India for 4 years, fucks around, and then comes back. But if John dies, Michaela is not necessarily going to be the
Yeah,
Countess
like
of
we're still
Kilmartin.
in, yeah,
We're
it's
still in a
still
historical,
18, yeah, hundreds. Like
yeah.
we know that they're not going to give a woman that
Unless, right, unless he puts it
title,
in
but
his will. But again, we're in 1817. I don't see them making that historical change just for
yeah.
this specific instance. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, the grief of it all, I'm not sure about because I like the idea of there being a time jump and that being a
Mm.
factor. But then
But
could
maybe
her and
they like
Michaela
have
raise
to
a child
grieve.
together for 3 years? And because I feel like that would keep them connected is like
Yeah.
she has an heir that they are both
Yeah.
family
Or
towards.
maybe she
I don't
like
know.
he dies, she finds out she's pregnant,
Which
Michaela leaves, she
okay.
has baby, and then
Yeah.
like
And then comes
Michaela comes
back.
back,
That's true. That's
raise
true.
child. Like, it could
Okay.
still,
It could
I don't
still
know. We could
happen. Okay. Okay.
showrunners call us. We have
I know,
ideas.
because I'm not saying that they have, like, I don't need her and John to have a kid. I just feel like for them to stay connected through Kilmartin, that's the
Hmm.
one route they could
That
go
too,
because
yeah. I also think,
Michaela
wasn't it like
can't
a
be the
kind of,
heir
yeah, it was like a
or
big
can't
ish
be the heir, you
storyline
know,
of like
quote unquote.
Francesca that she like, I mean, well, they're always talking about
Well,
Francesca wanting to have kids, so it's like
yes, that is the whole
if
thing. I mean, her
yeah,
book is like she does have a miscarriage after he
yeah,
dies, but then
yeah,
when she goes back onto Marriage March, her first thing is like, I'm ready to have a kid now, so I guess I got to get
yeah,
married again.
exactly. So it's like,
It feels
how are
wrong
we
to go
doing
against
that?
him, but also right.
Yeah,
I mean, that can change though. I don't mind that aspect of her like being modified for the show. Like
yeah.
she
I
only
just
has
feel
two
like,
kids.
yeah,
She only has two in the book anyway, so it's not
mm,
like we're not a Violet situation where she's popping out 8 kids or anything.
Yeah,
Not
no,
like
no, no.
Gregory with like 11.
No, oh my God. Yeah, that's crazy.
So it'll be okay. They'll figure something out for her.
They
But yeah, so
will.
then there's the idea of Queen Charlotte, I know you mentioned. And that's the only reason I mention that is the cope of it all because I don't want John.
Mm-hmm.
It's not looking good for him. His death bell's
Mm-hmm.
coming, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It could be, and they could go against history. I mean, this is historical fiction, so they could, I mean, kill
Yeah.
people whenever they want. They could keep Charlotte because that's what people are saying is like Charlotte doesn't know that that she dies before him. But I mean, they
Mm.
could kill him in season 7. I mean, sorry, episode
True.
7, and then the
Yeah.
grief could be for the king. I mean, it could be,
Could be
anything could
anyone.
happen because it's
Yeah.
fiction. I mean, yes, it's historical fiction, but
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean they have to go strictly based on the year either. Just because Queen Charlotte in real life died in 1817,
Exactly.
it might
They
further the
could
plot to keep
they're
her
just
around.
going
I
off
don't know.
vibes. Yeah. And
Yeah,
like
exactly.
also they're starting this new friendship between Queen Charlotte and what's her
Yes,
name?
Alice
Yeah, Alice. So
Mondrich.
it's
Yeah,
like
there's
that
that
feels like it's
going.
going somewhere and not just about to end in episode 7, you know?
Exactly, exactly.
So,
So,
as much as we would like, well, not
so we'll
like her to
see.
die, but we would
If
just
we
like
had to choose between the people that
exactly
are not gonna make
that
it
are
out of
not
the season,
living.
it's
Oh
just
my
sad because we
gosh.
know he definitely dies at some point, like because he
Exactly.
has to for her story to continue. Versus Queen Charlotte, they could keep her alive or
Yeah.
not, and they could do
Because
whatever they want with
honestly,
that.
like in the book, she's not very present,
No, no. I mean,
like
they made her a
in the
bigger
ones
character
that,
for the show,
yeah, yeah. And I love
which is
her. I
fine.
love that actress. So
Yeah,
she's doing her thing.
yeah.
Um, gosh, I had a
Oh, can
thought
we
and
talk
then
about?
okay,
Okay,
go ahead.
if it comes
No, go
back, let
ahead.
me know.
Yeah.
The offer from the gentleman of it all, because we got
Please.
it.
So
We skipped ahead a
everybody,
little to
I'm
predictions,
famous
but
on TikTok. No. So at the end of I keep saying season,
yeah,
episode
me too.
4, I'm
I
like,
don't know
that's
why.
all. At the end of episode 4, well, before episode 4, episodes 1 through 4.5, Benedict is talking to his friends, his brothers, his brother-in-law, like all these people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like half of the ton has a mistress because they don't marry for love, they marry for, business, money, whatever, titles, and like they don't marry for love. So then they find a mistress they love, blah blah blah. They have that. And so the whole time they're like setting this up for Benedict to basically ask Sophie to be his mistress. And then like at the end, like they start getting freaky in the stairwell, and Benedict's like, be my mistress. And the whole internet exploded and was like,
Hmm.
what? Like, why would he ever say that? Like, how dare he? Blah blah blah. And I was like, people, do we not have common sense? Like the book first, and the title of the episode was an or the offer of from a gentleman or something. The book title. And I'm like, he is a gentleman technically since he's, a Bridgerton.
I mean, he
She
is second in line, so if anything
exactly.
happened, it's not like Gregory
Currently,
who's fourth. I mean, we're
no,
talking
literally, like
second
Anthony is
son.
currently like out of town and he is acting as
The
Lord
Viscount.
Bridgerton currently.
Yeah.
And so, or yeah, the Viscount. And so, why are we all shocked? Like, I know it's
Well,
disappointing when you're like
and
wrapped up in the love story, but like,
exactly.
let's be
It's
real.
definitely being looked at from a very modern lens of like love triumphs over all. And ultimately
Yeah.
the story's gonna get there, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
the nature of this. That's why it's the
Exactly. It's
cliffhanger
a
of the
romance. Like,
season.
that's, yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, they set it up through all the episodes leading up to it that like I mean,
Exactly.
they're at the cottage and the Crabtrees are like, you are not treating her like a servant. You're not
And
treating
he's like,
her
no, she's my
like
guest. And then
yeah,
late Mrs. Crabtree is like, girl, you need to be careful. Like, and she's like, oh, it's
exactly.
fine. It's fine. I'm like,
Yeah, and even I
hello.
think Crabtree says to Benedict, like, well, do you think that she would be doing any of this if she didn't work for you? Or like, because that's the implication,
Right.
right? Is like he has power over her, which is
Right.
icky. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's not a great
Yuck.
feeling, but it's the reality of their situation,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And again, that doesn't make it okay, but also
Exactly.
because because you love Benedict, you want it to work out. But I
Exactly.
mean, people just do not. I mean, servants are not looked at as people, which we've seen on the show
No.
because we don't see any of what goes on behind the scenes in the house until season 4 when we're
Exactly. It's like exactly
getting
what we were talking about. We see what
exactly,
happens below deck and we're like, oh, okay, yeah, they're doing all this stuff, but they're
exactly.
supposed to
They're
move in
treated as
quiet. They're
like
supposed to
exactly.
like just have the biscuits ready for you
Mm-hmm.
hot and not like, and the Bridgertons do treat their
Yeah,
staff like way better than the other people, but it's like still they're the Bridgertons and then they are the
exactly.
Bridgertons maids, you
The
know?
staff, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and it doesn't again, it's not like a great feeling because in the modern era,
Of
equity
course.
exists and people don't
Of
want to be
course.
treated. But look, we've said it 100 times this episode, it's 1817. We got to look at it from a lens
we
of
are
like
you we are watching historical romance. Like
exactly.
I just was
I
like
don't know
so
how else to
shocked when I
say
saw
it.
all the think pieces of people like being like, how dare he say that? Like, I can't believe he would say that. And I was like, even if you haven't read the book, which is like he fully says that, like
What else are
it's
we doing to end
18
the episode? Like, how else are we ending with a cliffhanger? Like, they just don't
that too. I
stay
was like, this is
together?
movie. Like
Yeah,
she's like, yeah, okay. And like that's obviously not gonna happen.
exactly. So, I mean, that whole thing I thought was really interesting because, again, it's not a great feeling. Nobody wants to hear, "Will you be my mistress?" after
Obviously.
you hook up. But, like,
Obviously.
in the context of what we were given, it was
Exactly.
the only next
Exactly.
step,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So,
It was
I
just
hate to
so
say
sweet.
that. I hate to say
Yeah.
that. But,
I hate to
and
say
it's
it too.
also, it's such a mess, whatever. The white man of it all. So it looks even worse. But it's
It
like,
does.
you know, they opened this can of
With the Asian
worms.
woman, like, we get
Yeah, yeah,
it,
yeah. Uh,
but
yeah, no, literally.
it's a
Um,
mess.
we were talking about servants again, and the maid wars. Varley leaving the Featheringtons.
Yes. Okay, that was
Love
like
that.
I loved it. And then like seeing it like work out them the what's them called? The what are their names? Are they the Penwoods? Or like what's her
Yes, yeah, yeah,
Eminence's
yeah.
last name? Um yeah, so her like walking into her new home, Varley opening the door, I was like, that's a gag,
Yes.
girl. That's a gag. Were we talking? It was probably us because, like, who else am I talking to about Bridgerton about? But,
No,
like, it
literally, everybody I
was,
know is like falling off these days. Like
I
nobody else is. I'm
know,
like,
or just like
look,
doesn't watch it. I'm like, okay,
I'm changing the
well,
TV. What can I say? I wasn't
yeah,
even looking
like,
forward to it. I like turned on Netflix. I'm like, all right, let me clock in. And then I was like,
no,
wait,
I literally
actually,
texted it. I texted you and I was like, girl, when are you watching? Because we're
I
filming this.
know,
Like, when are we doing
I
that?
know.
Like, so, but, I'm pretty sure it was you who was like Varley hearing something about that and like seeing the will or something of like Lord
Yes,
Penwood and then like
yeah.
that's what people are speculating for the next 4 episodes and like to how Sophie gets her title back.
I know it'll be interesting to see because I was gagged when Varley actually left. I will say, as soon as Miss Featherington brought out the dresses instead of a pay raise, brother,
Girl, it's
sign
giving
still
me. It's
delivered.
giving me and my
No,
job.
no, that's what everybody said. They're like the pizza party when you ask for a raise. It's like, no, literally, because what is she gonna do with these dresses? And
She's like,
then
"Thank
she goes and buys
you."
more. And so Varley's like, oh yeah, yeah. So
Okay,
she
you
had
really
to
don't care about
leave.
me. And
Like,
she's like,
yeah,
we're
she had
family. And she's
to.
like, but we're not. And I was like,
Yeah.
that actually, when Varley was talking about that, I was like, oh, I feel for you, girl. Because I was like, you did think since she's like the
Yeah,
head of the house, basically, like
exactly.
she did have that close connection with Featherington. She did like, she was there for 20 years, she was saying. And you
Yeah.
would think that like Lady Bridgerton and her head of house, like they have a connection, they're on lock, and you can see that good relationship between them. But then you see Featherington and
I know.
Varley, and I'm like, dang,
It's a
so
mess because
sad.
and she gave that like crazy reason of like we'd have to give everyone a raise. And I
Mm,
just don't I mean, obviously we know she's probably lying, but because also it's 1817, so like pay
yeah.
who you want to pay versus like in today's world, maybe I got to do the same thing for everybody, but
Mm-hmm.
In 1817,
The,
who gives a fuck? Pay who you
the
want.
quality
Like,
is not there in
exactly.
1817,
So
let's be
it
real.
definitely, and we know she was just being stingy, but it's like not even a
Yeah.
good excuse because you're
Yeah.
gonna raise everybody's pay. Like, that's just not true. Like,
Yeah, we know.
that's just not true.
It's
So,
just not correct.
but
Yeah.
she needed a reason to leave, like you
Yeah.
said, with the whole Penwood of it all. Like, I feel like there's
Mm-hmm.
definitely something there that she's
Mm-hmm.
gonna help
Mm-hmm.
uncover or stumble
Yeah.
upon or
I really think so
something.
because now she's like at ground zero next to
Mm-hmm.
Bridgerton House and at Penwood new place. I'm
Yeah.
very excited for the next 4 episodes. Like,
To be honest, same. And I didn't even think I was gonna feel that way. I was
yeah,
like,
season three kind of broke us. Like, we were just like, damn, this
and
is,
the worst part is like I already knew I wasn't gonna like that season, and then it
yeah,
still would even went below my expectations somehow.
yeah. I
Like I
feel
went in
like,
knowing I wasn't gonna like it
yeah, because I'm like,
because I
okay,
don't like
Luke, whatever. I'm
Pollen.
like, he's,
Yeah,
he's what, Colin as the character, he's annoying. I hate him. Luke,
that's
I
what I'm
was like,
saying.
okay, whatever. And then I love Nicola Coughlan, so I was like, I'm
Yes,
ready to see her be the main. But
but
then
I
they
never
just
liked
make her
Penelope in the
yeah,
books.
Penelope is annoying. So they just like I had to forget or I had to remember that because I forgot that I love
Yeah,
Nicola, but I
but
was like Penelope's
luckily.
annoying.
I
And that's
know.
why her and
Luckily, they've
Eloise are
toned down the
besties.
glam this season, and I don't know what
Thank
that's
God.
about because I feel like they had to give Penelope a glow up a little bit for Colin to fall in love
Yeah.
with her. So, like, I see why they maybe
Yeah.
went where they did. And with
Yeah.
Sophie, it's the servant of it all, so they're not going to give her a full beat. But
Yeah.
then at the same time, I'm like, you needed to tone it back because those false laughs,
Yeah.
those falsies were like,
It was
no,
crazy. But
it
it
was
also
rough.
like in season 1 and 2, like they made her look insane. Like
With the
Penelope. And I
yellows
was
and the,
like, this
yeah.
is and the like tight curl that was like so bad. I
Yes.
was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, and now she's just like la la la, like I had a baby, I'm lounging, and I was like, okay, love.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited, yeah, for the last four.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
kind of
nervous and
renewed my
excited.
interest, but now and then it makes me nervous about Eloise this season because if I hated Penelope and Colin's season, I'm
You
already the
guys.
Eloise of it all. But
Fam,
I don't know
I like
because they
I
can't push
can't
her off
wait
another
4
season.
years to watch
I
another
know.
Bridgerton because I don't want to watch Eloise's season because like
I
she
know.
also is like not in the ton. So I'm like, who are
Right.
the side characters that we'll get? Like she'll be
Yes.
off away wherever he lives and taking care of
Exactly.
kids that she doesn't want.
I know. It's just a mess, the whole thing, because they've already confirmed that she's the next season. But even if they didn't, they cannot keep kicking her can down the road at this point. They
Yeah,
don't know what to do with her
they don't.
already.
They don't because they
So,
like it was giving like even with her being so not
she was
headstrong,
too
but it was just like
involved for season one and two. She should have been a hyacinth and taken a back seat. And
yeah, like we
then,
didn't need her to be so up there. And I get she's
uh-huh,
friends with Penelope, but it's like we didn't need.
it was a little
But I'm like,
much.
how are we going to? Ugh, I just I don't even want to think. I have so many like, how are we going to make her likable? Like, how is?
How are we
Because
gonna
I
make Philip
like
likable?
that's the real one.
That's the real question because that
I'm not
man, there's
excited.
not one redeeming quality about that man
Not a
in the book at
single one.
all.
And
So,
I thought I was in safe territory on my socials, but I keep seeing people pop up and be like, I'm so excited for Philip Crane. Like, I'm so excited for their love story. And I was like, in what world are people excited for Eloise and Philip's love story?
actually, a lot of people are, which is
I know.
crazy.
But I'm like, are you just like excited for Eloise because you like her in the show?
Right,
Or are
right.
you excited for Eloise and Philip because you read the book and you're like, this is my favorite sibling
Well,
couple,
because
which is
I think people
crazy.
like her book generally because, I mean, it doesn't have, it's at least a three on Goodreads. I remember it not
But I feel
being,
like, oh, like
it
not
wasn't
highly
like,
rated or like highly.
well, like, let me look real quick. I don't think it was like that low. Like, all the Bridgerton books were pretty,
I feel like they're not.
mid, I guess.
Yeah, it
Like,
was like, I feel like it's like a 3 point. Yeah, it
but
says
even a three is
3.7
kind
on
of
Goodreads.
high. 3.7 is crazy. Oh yeah, 3.7. Because then, okay, well,
And
okay.
most
Francesca's was
people
a
are giving it
4.
a
Okay, love.
most people are giving it a
Never
four
mind.
star. The
Okay, and
first one I see.
Gregory's
Wow, this was a weird
3.8.
one.
Hyacinth is 4. Okay,
That's my
love that
girl.
Franny and Hyacinth are both 4s.
There we go.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, a 3.7 is nothing to, that's still pretty high considering the situation of it
Hmm.
all, considering how terrible that man is.
Someone says, hopefully Netflix makes something out of this mess. Bye.
No,
To Sir
literally.
Philip with extreme and utter disgust. You're tacky and I hate you. One
Oh my
star.
God.
Okay, I love.
I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves because
I
we got
know.
4 more episodes of Sophie and Benedict, thank
I
God. And
know.
it's sad because they're definitely going to be dragging it out. It'll definitely be like a an Anthony and Kate situation where like the
I
marriage is
know.
episode 8. We're not going to be like a Daphne and
Don't
Colin
piss
where
me
they're
off
getting
with
married. No,
the
you
Canthony
already
wedding 8.
know.
You already know.
No, that shit pissed. Yeah, yeah, that's why I brought it up because that's definitely what's about to happen. And
It is because they're
unfortunately,
gonna be like, she's gonna be like, "You disgusting, stay away from me," and he's gonna be like pining after her, but like
exactly.
also being like just kind of, well, in the book he's like mean about it, so it's like,
I will say that's
I
the
don't
one
know.
thing I started rereading when he was Wicked, and I'm like, why didn't I rate this higher? And then it's like Michael throws a tantrum, and you're like, oh, right, because all the men fucking suck in these
Yeah,
books.
yeah.
So, like, take that with a grain
When
of
I was
salt. When you're
reading the
reading
thing,
it, like, they're
yeah,
definitely making them better in the show. So, him asking her to be a mistress is like the least of our worries.
yeah, like
Like,
he's about to act crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, that's what people were saying like in the think pieces under my TikTok video when they were like, "Well, Benedict in the book is horrible. We hate him." La la la. I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, people." I just stopped reading comments. I was like,
And
I
sometimes
literally
you gotta just
after
call it quits.
100, I was like, I'm
Not a
thinking that
100.
I'm not reading it. Now I have like 200 something. I was like, people are arguing in there. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
anyway.
That happened to me with that one, and I just turned off all notifications. I'm like, look, y'all can keep commenting, but
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be
I'm
justifying
not
any of
looking at. I need to
these.
look. I need to figure out how to do that because I like seeing more people like it, but seeing
Oh,
the comments, I
it
don't
only let
care.
me turn them all off or nothing.
Oh,
So,
okay. No, that's
yeah.
fine.
But yeah, so it'll be, I'm excited. I hate that they are waiting a
Yeah.
whole month for part 2.
Netflix,
I need to look
please.
back. I didn't, but I'm pretty sure season 3 was only like 3 weeks. So I don't know.
I think
Part
so
of me
too.
thinks why can't we just do a weekly release? Because, and we've said this
That
before
would
on this
make it so much
podcast,
better.
because I understand they're trying to get the most bang for their buck, right? They want people to pay for 2 months of Netflix or more in theory. Like
Hmm.
they want you to forget about the subscription. But if you're going to get one to watch Bridgerton, they want you to pay for at least 2 months, right? So like I get that we're doing the billing cycle thing. But if we just did weekly releases, we could still get
You
two
could still
months
get
worth of
that.
payments. Yeah,
Exactly. We
because you're
just
doing
be there.
8 weeks.
So it was
Yeah.
May 16 and then June 13th.
Oh, so I guess it was almost a month then.
Hmm.
Maybe it just felt
We just
shorter
weren't looking forward
because,
to it.
well,
So we were like,
no, that's the guy. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like, oh,
oh,
wait, the
that's,
part 2 came back around, I guess,
oh,
huh?
oh yeah. Guess I'll tune in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my
So
gosh.
funny.
That's exactly
But
what it is.
that
So
was so funny.
I
But
had to wait a whole month.
yeah, I'm upset because I like Sophie and Yerin Ha is doing like a fantastic job.
I know it's like just
So
enough like emotion yet restraint for like the type of character that Sophie is.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. She's doing
ugh,
fab. And
she
I love
is.
her the Penwoods as well, and I'm excited to see more of them because like they were in episode like 1 and 2, but then since they,
They were
you
still
know,
very secondary, like still
yeah,
very like fringe.
yeah, yeah.
But
So I'm excited for it.
we're
Can't wait to
excited.
circle back
It's
after.
just like, why does it have to be like this, you know?
Yeah.
Why can't we just do it all at once? But or weekly,
Why?
because then we could still do a recap at the end of all 8
Exactly.
episodes. But
Exactly.
at this point, I mean,
At
it's
this
just a
point,
mess. It's just a mess.
it is.
I mean, we're gonna say this again 100 times, but please get season 5 started ASAP because You know, part of it is like, how does it even take this long? You know what I mean? Like, and there are aspects, right? Like with the costuming and the makeup and the hair for a
Hmm.
lot of these
But not
ladies, it takes.
2 years.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I understand because someone said like even Erin was like, it only takes 50 minutes for my hair and makeup, which is like a
Yeah, I
long
mean, yeah,
time, but
hers is in a bun,
also
like
exactly.
basically.
So I can only imagine for, Francesca,
Yeah,
Eloise, all these people who have to get more done up. But then, like you said, I mean, it's not taking 2 freaking years, like what are we talking about?
I
And then
know.
some of it is not even they filmed they created that whole ton like in real life, but then there was one scene when they first get to Bridgerton house that was definitely a green screen that her
Hmm.
and Benedict were standing in front of, and I'm like, it looks
Yes, I was
bad.
just rewatching episode 4 when they were like
It's so
driving up to the
noticeable.
house in the carriage. I was like, am I
It's a
crazy
green
or does this
screen.
background look so bad?
Yeah,
Because it was the green
because
screen.
but they made that real location. So I don't know if it was like a reshoot maybe or like I don't know
Yeah,
what the
something.
situation was, but it's like so we're waiting 2 years and I'm very clearly seeing a green screen in multiple shots. I mean,
Hmm.
whatever. The animation is fine, but like I
Mm,
can tell that it's not on location. So like
yeah,
the graphics aren't giving and you
yeah,
waited 2 years.
yeah.
I could have seen this a year ago.
Exactly. It's also just
So,
like since they know or they potentially could make 8 seasons of this, why are they just not building a set that can
yes.
just be like stationary for
Well, and
the
this is all Shonda Land, who has
Mhm.
done 25 seasons of 22 episode shows that are 45
Exactly.
minutes. So, like, what is
Exactly.
the problem? What
Yearly. Like she's
is
not
it's got to be Netflix, not Shonda.
it
But
has to
like,
be.
I gotta know, like, we know the writer can do it. So, like, what is the
Exactly.
bar? What's holding us back?
Exactly.
I would love
Exactly.
to know,
I was
but
call our line. Please let us know. Thank you.
please.
We have questions.
Uh, but I don't think
So funny.
I think those were all my main thoughts for now.
Yeah,
So I don't know if you have
same.
anything else, but all right. We'll catch
I
us
think,
in a month at least
yeah,
for
we'll be
part
here.
two. But
Oh
excited,
gosh.
counting down the minutes.
Yeah, honestly, I am excited. I'm like, how much time can I rewatch it? Should I reread the book? Should
I'm
I do
thinking
this, that,
about
the
re
third?
I'm thinking about rewatching now that you said it and we're
Yeah, I
talking about it and
started.
I'm like reinvigorated.
Yeah, because when we were gonna film this on Tuesday, I was gonna rewatch it today, but then
Yeah,
we did
right.
this today. So, oh well. Um, well, yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening. Hope you agreed. And if you disagreed, tell us in the comments what your thoughts are. We'll catch you next time. Bye.